Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the anime My Dress Up Darling Season 1 on Netflix. And I really enjoyed this one. I was like, okay, I'd seen stuff about it. I was like, okay, they're getting into cosplay. The one dude's kind of into some kind of doll stuff. Let's kind of see how this works out. And I was waiting for it, and the thing is, Netflix does weird, stupid shit sometimes. Like, they've got a good amount of One Piece, but yet they skip over a lot and somehow have, like, I mean, they're pretty much getting to the end of a Whole Cake Island, but they still have Wano before they've already got, like, Egghead and Elbap. And then they put, like, Spy X Family on, and it's only Season 3. So, I kind of waited out. I'm like, oh, okay, My Dress Up Darling's coming onto Netflix. Let's see if they kind of fuck me over on this one. And they didn't. They have Season 1, 12 episodes, and I really enjoyed it. It cracked off, and then I, got it done in, 2 days. Watched 6 episodes one day, 6 episodes the next, because I really got into the characters in the world. It's just a kind of cute slice of life one, where you're like, okay, you get introduced to Gojo, and he's into Hina dolls. These kind of specific, kind of Japanese kind of dolls. And they really look really cool. And he evidently got into them at a young age because his grandfather does it. However, this kind of led to some contention because his female friend at that time thought he was a freak and said that she didn't want to be his friend anymore because of his interest in the dolls. But the thing is, he was so captured by their beauty and stuff that he wanted to make them. So we fast forward to him in high school. He's pretty much a loner, doesn't really talk much to anybody because of that kind of pivotal kind of moment where he's like, oh, they'll just think I'm weird and then make fun of me or do something bad to me or leave me. Where he kind of becomes this kind of doormat dude that he's kind of helping clean up the stuff at the end of the day. And he's like, yeah, I'm here anyway, whatever. And we then also get introduced to Marin. And I really like the voice actors that they got for the dub here. Gojo is very kind of soft-spoken. And I kind of connected with him on that kind of way. I wasn't to his kind of level, afraid. It's just I liked my interests and I didn't want to bother anybody else with my interests from video games, comic books, movies and stuff like that. And I still was able to kind of get people in high school to kind of talk to as well. But I kind of understood him being like, yeah, I'm into this thing, and he does most of his free time just doing that. His grandfather even asking if he's got friends and whatnot, and being like, shit, yeah, I got friends, we hang out, yeah. When he's spending most of his time painting and everything like that. It's pretty much a kind of obsession with him, but he is able to balance it out as we kind of go throughout the season. Marin telling him to stand up for himself and everything. She's kind of the popular kind of fashion kind of girl out there, and it's like, oh, okay. She even kind of gets thrown across the room at one point. It's like, what the fuck? You alright? It's like, yeah. And getting at Gojo's desk and stuff like that. But then we see that the sewing machine at their place, at Gojo's place, isn't working. It kind of craps out because he's mainly been doing work on the dolls' clothes. He's getting into being better at painting the faces and stuff like that for him. But he also is taking around this one kind of doll head that he's kind of utilizing for the kind of clothing and everything like that, and this kind of source of inspiration. So after school one time, he's kind of utilizing the new kind of sewing machine. He's like, oh yeah, this works out pretty well, because the grandpa is like, yeah, I'm gonna go get a new sewing machine. No problems on that front. But we see that Marin pops in, sees that he's got the doll and everything, got the clothes, he's freaking out and everything. He's like, wait a minute, let me show you this. And she's getting undressed and stuff like that. It's like, what are you doing? And showcases that she wants to cosplay, that she's into anime and fighting games and all these kind of characters and wants to cosplay as them, but she's not really good at making the clothes. And she wants to be these characters because of how much they mean to her, and she kind of wants to embody them. It's like, okay, cool. And he kind of gets that because he's seen the same kind of hold that the Hina dolls have on him with Marin, with what she wants to do with cosplay, and he's like, all right, cool, let's kind of do this. All right, it's fine. And she's like very happy and excited for this. So we see them kind of going off and doing things. And in the beginning, we see that he's a little bit uncomfortable because people are like, oh, are they dating or whatnot? Because she's going up and talking to him and everything. Is like, what the fuck's kind of going on with him? And he at first is really kind of self-conscious with it and kind of starts trying to kind of avoid her. But she's like, nah, man, we're doing this shit. And he's like, oh God, because he's like hiding, crouched down in a little kind of place. And then she's like, what you doing? He's like, oh shit, fuck, ah, kind of shit. She kind of like pops up. And they just go and have a nice kind of time gathering all the kind of supplies as they're learning about this, him learning about it, because yes, making smaller doll clothes is very different than making cosplay clothes. And he's like, okay, learning up on this. And he really gets into it. He researches it. He actually plays the fucking eroge game that she's trying to do from the character. And it's funny, the grandpa's looking in like, yeah, he's that age, but the fuck? And the thing is, it's really great because I love the animation and everything because you see that he's like in research mode. And he, like, yeah, he sees weird, freaky ass shit kind of going on in this, but he's researching it to understand the character, to understand what kind of clothing fabrics to get, what kind of things go on with that, what's in the character's head, everything like that. I'm like, yeah, cool. And it's really kind of funny because him and Marin are getting some kind of like dinner thing, and this one chick is like dinner and young high school kind of people, and then they start talking about the Rogue game, and it's like, what the fuck are you into? Her? It's like. Because they just go, huh? And it's not just her, but like everybody in the line. It's just fucking. It's great because it's a nice kind of balance. There's the seriousness of like the situations kind of going on, but it's like low stakes seriousness. It's like, oh shit, I gotta do tests, I gotta do this and get this working out so that way she's got the cosplay, and them getting all of the kind of wigs and all that, and him thinking, wow, it's great that I'm being useful and helpful to this person. And I really felt that from him. It's like, yeah, I get that, man. I'm glad you kind of feel that. Well, the thing is, everything starts kind of going nuts because they get everything there, and the grandpa sees the stockings because she was also getting underwear and stuff for it and teasing him. And the thing is, the teasing kind of escalates to certain kind of points. And the funny thing is, Gojo pretty much doesn't understand that he's got feelings for Marin. But like as everything starts going on, Marin understands that she's got feelings for him. It's like, oh shit, and she's like, oh, and it's kind of great because she's got her kind of fashion and Gojo's got his, and it's really kind of cool because at one point towards the end they're going clothing shopping and she's loving everything and thinking that he's hot and kind of everything, and then the store clerk's like, man, yeah, it looks great on you, man, alright, and then just kind of like walks off. And the thing is, they just pretty much stick to what he kind of usually dresses himself as, which is kind of similar to like his grandpa style. But his grandpa gets hurt because he sees the stockings and everything, and I guess thinks he's like cross-dressing or something like that. Just like, what the fuck, women's underwear or whatnot, and then hurts his back. And the thing is, he's going to kind of help his grandpa taking care of the Hina doll studio place of like providing tours and showing off the Hina dolls and everything, and then getting ready for getting the cosplay together. And the thing is, he's able to succeed. He gets through the midterms. He gets everything done. And Marin's actually kind of been a little bit worried about him. Like, are you all right? And the thing is, he thought he had 2 weeks. And he kind of bum rushed through this. And it still looked out very well. But the thing is, Marin feels fucking horrible of what she's kind of going through. Because he looks tired as shit and exhausted. And she just loses it, being like, I am so sorry. And she is very apologetic and crying and being like, I didn't mean to put this pressure on you. And she's like, I didn't think you would be, I just said that it was like, oh yeah, there's a cosplay thing in 2 weeks. And she's like, I didn't know how fast you'd be able to make the outfit because this was your first and everything. And it turns out well, and they get her all dressed up. She's like, you know what, oh, fuck it, let's go and do this. And well, Gojo's also kind of like, hey, it's ready, let's kind of go and do this. And they're both like, okay, you spent this time and energy, let's do it. And it works out pretty well. But the thing is, they also learn some things about this as well, because we see all the different kind of cosplay people. They're like, no, looking at him like he's kind of like out there, because his clothing is different enough to be like, are you a cosplayer? Where the fuck are you here? As we see that she gets a lot of people taking her pictures and everything, and she feels like it. The character, but the thing is, she has to kind of like buck out because she's like, I wore like a push-up bra for this shit, and she's like busting out almost. She's hot as shit. It's like, oh yeah, because it's a heavier fabric, they have to. We'll learn about these things. The thing is, he also has to. He's helping her wipe the sweat off. He's like, oh god, and she's like kind of like teasing him on that kind of shit. Before they kind of go back out, working on and helping do this one last thing for this one person that wants to take pictures, accidentally taking a skirt shot because of the wind that blew off, and Marin didn't even notice that one bit. So the next kind of bit works with an actual kind of cosplayer on the scene, Juju. And the thing is, she's one that Marin has followed, and you're like, okay, what's going to be going on here? Thing is, she's like a year older than them, but she looks like a fucking middle schooler, almost really old elementary schooler. And the thing is, she pops up at Gojo's place, and the grandpa just lets her in because it's like raining and shit like that. And Gojo's like, fuck, this person's trying to scam my grandpa. Opens up, and she's naked and everything because she was taking a shower because of being drenched by the rain. And he's just like, oh, fuck, shit. And then thinks that she's like really young and whatnot, and that she's interested in the Hina dolls. And she's like, no, what the fuck? I'm here for your cosplay and shit. It's like, really? And we learned throughout this little kind of arc is that she was really jealous and really thought how beautiful that cosplay was, and it really affects Gojo. And I love that kind of scene because they're checking out this kind of abandoned hospital kind of place for the photo shoot for the group kind of cosplay that they're doing, and Gojo understands what she's talking about because that's how his grandpa's work appeared to him. And he's like, I understand how my grandpa probably felt when I said that they were beautiful. And the cute little thing is, he will not say something's pretty or beautiful unless he absolutely means it. And the funny thing is, he does say that when he's kind of like nodding off to Marin, and she really like, ah! And it just does really kind of cute animation style. I love how they're able to detail everything in this, mainly with the clothes and all that, but just how they kind of make the world really detailed enough that you're like, wow, I'm kind of in this. Very nice. Especially since you're doing kind of cosplay and having the attention to details and the outfits be the most kind of important aspects. You kind of want that. And this show hits it. Funny thing is, I really like this enough that I'm almost like, oh, I know that season 2 is out on Crunchyroll. There's a lot of stuff that I'm looking at on Crunchyroll. I mean, they've got One Piece and all that kind of stuff, so I might at some point look into, at some point, just getting a subscription and like at least attempting to blitz through enough of One Piece and then other stuff on there as well. Because I don't know where fucking Collection 40 is yet, but sorry, little tangent there. But it's kind of cool where she's like, come on. It's like, okay. Martin pops up, like, holy shit, you're Juju. And like really fangirls out over her. And she's like, I'm doing a shoot. I want him to make an outfit for me. And bringing up this kind of magical girl anime. And another great thing, it's really kind of weird that I've been noticing this a lot more lately, even though this was like 2022-ish, I think, when this first season came out. Yeah, and then 2025, they actually did the animation for the anime in the show. There's certain kind of shows that have been doing that, where they actually even do the kind of anime that they're talking about in the show. It's kind of like, ooh, okay, that actually works out pretty well. It's a nice little attention to detail. Like that one kind of, one where they were like making their own kind of manga and whatnot. That was kind of crazy. I like that they were able to do that, and we actually see that here with the Magical Girl one. And we see that she's going for the smaller kind of one that's turned dark, and Marin decides to go for the sister for that because of how tall she is and everything like that. And it's cool because we understand why they pick certain kind of cosplays, that even Juju would want to do kind of ones that Marin would do, or even have the kind of figure that her sister has. And we see that her sister's mainly the kind of photog of the group, doing the photographs and everything and wanting to support her sister in whatever way she can. However, she also wants to cosplay one of the boy characters from the show, and Gojo helps her as well. And mainly it works out because their school uniform uniforms in that anime are very similar to the school uniforms that Gojo has to wear for their school. So it works out that it's kind of more of a minimalistic kind of cosplay, even though they have to go get contacts, a wig, and a special kind of apparatus to make sure that flatten her chest because it's like big as fucking shit. And she's, it's funny. The one that looks like she should be in middle school is in high school and a year older than them. And the one that looks like she should be in high school is actually in middle school. And it's interesting because I like their sibling relationship where they're trying to help each other out, but she didn't want to bring up. Maren even asked if she wanted to cosplay when she first met her and checking out the camera and everything like that. And she's like, oh, no. And she didn't want to kind of ruin it for her sister, but her sister's like, no, you can talk to me about that kind of stuff and you wouldn't be able to do that at all. She thinks of it as, even though something she wants to do, because we get her backstory of wanting to dress up as the magical girl, getting the costume and being like, oh, cool, even though it didn't fit right and everything, and the sister helping out, taking the pictures, uploading them, and then not understanding what to do with the comments, so that's why she doesn't really respond. Oh, God. But it's cool as we then see them working out very well. We don't have the kind of time constraint that's kind of going on that was happening in the first kind of arc, but it's a nice little thing as they're able to kind of finish it out and have their nice kind of moments. And then we move to the other one where Marin wanted to be in this kind of game one, and the thing is, Gojo's like, listen, you do it yourself, that's like too much skin and everything, and it's just like blitzing him out as we then see that Marin understands that she is developing feelings for Gojo and that she loves him. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, we got that. And Marin also kind of got jealous with the younger sister, Shinju, at his house. It's like, oh, okay. We see those kind of little bits kind of going on through there. Yeah, we got the clothing store bit. And that she's going to choose her characters more carefully. We get the whole kind of this love hotel kind of thing, as she wants to do this kind of succubus next, and then we see that Gojo has to go through a little bit of a different kind of process with this one, because it's more chibiified, and he has to kind of fill in some details himself. She's like, oh, okay, and then changing it up a little bit, as it's more just kind of this kind of succubus kind of thing. He gets into the lore and everything, it's like, what the fuck, man, but the manga is more kind of wholesome, of trying to get the manga artist that's in there to go to sleep, and the thing is, usually he gets the succubus to go to sleep instead, utilizing chocolate and various other kind of means. But they decide to go to, Marin fucking gets this love hotel for the shoot, because it looks like the dude's manga, like the manga artist's apartment in that manga, and he's like, oh shit, kind of freaking out. They hear another couple having sex, but they're able to get her into character and have a good time. But they get to a point where the character would be singing a lullaby, and the thing is, they weren't getting the kind of correct shot. So they pretty much have Marin straddling Gojo as she's doing it. And it's like, oh, it's a perfect kind of shot. But then they kind of realize what's going, where they're there. She's like straddling him. We see him kind of get excited with a boner kind of popping up. He like kind of grabs her to get her off of him. It's about her kind of like around her waist, and it kind of like gets them both a little bit like hot and bothered, and like, holy fucking shit. So they kind of get out. We see that they have a nice kind of little bit where they go to a festival. She's wearing a yukata and everything like that, helping her also out with like homework and all that, going to the beach and having a nice kind of time where Gojo hadn't been to the beach, and him kind of like explaining that, and then kind of falling in and getting helped with that, helping her watch this kind of scary movie thing to prepare for a thing. But then she watches it later at night, and it's just really kind of cute because we see them see the fireworks. We see him watching the fireworks for the one bit, but then going out and actually experiencing it with Marin and her saying that we should do this next year. And he's like, awesome, next year, because she had hurt her feet then. But we get towards the end, and we get that she is freaked out because of the one horror movie that she had watched, and is talking to him on the phone, and he's kind of falling asleep, and she decides to confess her love to him then. And it's like a really kind of cute bit. It's like, yeah. And this one worked better for me than Blue Box, mainly because all of the elements kind of worked well together. We see them kind of, they're the more central and anchor focus of what's going on. Whereas in Blue Box, yes, Chinatsu, Takami? Shit! Black, fuck me. Sorry, I've got a lot of weird-ass ones in my head. Taiki and Chinatsu are pretty much the anchor ones, but we go out and we've got other kind of things kind of going on. Marin and Gojo are the main kind of crux here, and that kind of helps out because the series knows to keep that focus on and then spirals out some other kind of ones. We do see that Juju might be getting certain kind of feelings for Gojo, but good luck with that kind of shit, man. It's just like you understand the focus of the anchoring of Gojo and Marin, and how they kind of work together, their close proximity, and how they kind of... Gojo's just like, oh, he's never had a girl that close to him before, and he's never really had friends like that, and we see that progression throughout just even the 12 episodes, and it just worked very well. It didn't feel like it was going too fast or too slow for me. It was just kind of cool as we're learning and understanding about the cosplay world, learning how he's able to kind of change up everything. His grandpa even praising his work on the cosplay and being like, oh, this is very nice. This is working out pretty well. And then explaining his thought process of what he did and how he picked it. And it's just kind of cool. And his grandpa's kind of happy because he's experiencing life, and that'll make his Hina dolls better when he eventually gets to that. Even explaining that as that his hands for the painting of the features for the Hina dolls is getting better as well. They're not as kind of, they're more flowing, and they kind of have a better kind of consistency to them. It's like, cool. And I can't wait to see what kind of goes on next with this, with what other kind of cosplays that Marin does, when Gojo will finally kind of understand himself of his feelings for Marin, and where that kind of goes, and what he kind of is able to accomplish with the Hina dolls as well. It's just like, I just really liked the characters, and how that's the strongest kind of aspect here, the characters. If you're not drawn in by them and their relationship, this thing really won't be for you. I mean, yeah, you got the fan service aspects and everything of Marin, and how she teases Gojo, and the kind of crazy stuff and scenarios that pop up, and what she looks like in the outfits, but this is mainly kind of like the romantic comedy of Gojo and Marin. If you don't buy into that, you're kind of not going to have a good time. I mean, you'd still probably hopefully be like, hey, this animation's pretty good. Art style's pretty awesome. Like the outfits and all that. But you kind of need to be into that, or at least be able to tolerate them. And if they annoy the ever-loving fucking shit out of you, I get that. And that would be like why this wouldn't be for you. Lore and world building wise, there's not much. It's just your everyday kind of slice of life kind of thing. So if you're into lore and world building and deep diving stuff like that, this of course wouldn't be for you on that front. So it's just mainly down to the characters and the kind of lives that they live, and what kind of goes on with them. And I really enjoyed it and can't wait to watch more of it and see where it goes. So those are my opinions on the season. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.